Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? We have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
So we're stupid.
Yeah.
We're the idiots, guys. That is, I think, what is enraging people right now is it's insulting our intelligence. Like, obviously, the intelligence community is trying to cover it up. Obviously, the Trump administration is trying to cover up. Something changed because they ran on this idea of exposing it all. All these guys had great ideas. Cockeyed Cash, Dan Bongino.
He had clips, dog. He had bars.
He was ready to tear it all down. He was ready to tear down the entire FBI office.
Shut down the Hoover building day one.
Day one.
Them still standing.
And then he goes on Joe Rogan and he's like, listen, do you think if I had it, I wouldn't share it with you?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I do believe that 100%, especially when you're staring at me like this, telling me that. Once you protect, you are the most cockeyed person in the entire world.
So one of two things, in my mind, is possible. One, you're covering it up. Or two, nothing really happened and you exploited the rape of thousands of children to get your man elected. So which one do you want here?
You know what the caption was of this video on Twitter? So we're the idiots, right? I mean, yeah, you guys are.
I believe when Trump, everything he campaigned on, I believe he wanted to do. And now he's doing the exact opposite thing of every single
know what he's done. Yeah, exactly to your point. If you tell me, it's easier for me to believe you wanted to do all these things if any of them were happening in the way that you said they were.
To that point, like there'll be people that like they'll DM me and be like, you see what your boy's doing? You voted for this. I'm like, I voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for.
Yeah.
I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. It's like everything that he said he's going to do, except sending immigrants back. And now he's even flip-flopped on that.
Quite an idiot, and rightfully.
You're telling me that all these comedian podcasters who make Epstein jokes, I make Epstein jokes, and you were sitting across the guy who's been in multiple pictures at different times of his life with Epstein, and you didn't even mention it. Yeah. You didn't mention it. They don't even seem to explain why. Why was Trump hanging out with him? They don't even go like, well, they were friends. They had good conversation. They just, as if it wasn't there.
It would be funny if they put out a press release. Why was Trump? And you're like, they were friends. They had really good conversations about arts and culture and growing up in New York. And
some people went to Epstein's Island for the cornhole, you know?
They're getting a taste of their own medicine.
Flopped on that.
Okay, Andrew, you voted for a convicted felon that tried to overturn the federal government. Let's just start there. So any form of logic that you had after what we all saw with our own eyes on January 6th, anything that you saw after that is just you bending and not wanting to vote for another side, not wanting to hear the truth, caving to this toxic masculinity in this, we're going to deport everybody and we're going to be tough and we're going to make America great. It's all the only thing Trump ran on were lies. And he lied to everybody and dumb people fell for it. And the main reason that he lied is to prevent himself from going to prison and to shut down investigations into him that probably would have led to incarceration and bankruptcy. And if you can't see that when it's happening in real time and you lean into your caveman impulses, this is what you're going to get. But I don't know how you teach somebody like you who clearly you're not a dumb, but you fell for all this propaganda, and Trump waltzes onto your podcast and puts on a charm offensive, and then you think, yep, this is my guy, I'm going to vote for him. Yet all of the other red flags that everybody on the planet saw, we didn't ignore, and now here you are.
Jen Welch also handed Schulz his behind on the I've Had It podcast.
I voted for none of this.
Yes, you did, you ridiculous little man. We warned about everything that was happening throughout the entire election because it's almost like they published a playbook telling us exactly what was going to happen. But you, no, that's liberal fear-mongering. That's not real. Ugh. Now you have the audacity to want to play victim? Well, that's not what I voted for. Here's the thing. I don't think we should shame Trump voters who see the light and come around, but that requires them taking accountability. That requires, at the very least, acknowledging you were willing to turn a blind eye to the worst proposals from the Trump administration that we warned you about for months, and you voted for him anyway. Accountability is recognizing like, hey, I voted for this guy because I thought it was going to benefit me, and it's not benefiting me. I was wrong. But don't try saying I didn't vote for this. You did. You just thought it would pay off for you.
And yet, in an incredible turn.
The Democratic Party does not like him because he represents a part of the party that the Democratic establishment does not like, which is the Democratic Socialists, which is where the party is. They just won't acknowledge it. Like, the Democratic Party is the Democratic Socialist Party. Whether you like it or not, that's what the base wants. That's what the people are into. And the old establishment is not what they're into.
Honestly, that's what America wants. And you know why I'm going to tell you the language that he was using. And we had this conversation on Breakfast Club. Because I'm like, yo, Democrats, y'all can come up with names for everything, right? Yeah. Pregnant people, all that, like, right? Yeah. But you can't come up with a better term for socialism. So when he uses the term affordability, and he just talks about how things aren't affordable, that resonates with everybody.
Mm-hmm. On the Brilliant Idiots podcast.
So I think the message is really resonating. And to be honest with you, I think the only party right now that you could say actually puts America first are the Democratic Socialists. Like, if you really want to talk about, rah, 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 MAGA, America first, MAGA ain't America first right now. No. It's going against what the base wants.
Absolutely.
I've been inflating the budget, continuing in foreign wars.
Absolutely.
Like, the only party right now that is America first, meaning I want to help American people. Maybe the way they want to do it won't work and it could be detrimental, but at least the messaging and the intentions are to help the American people, are the Democratic Socialists.
You want to know why?
Talk to me.
Because of all the minorities that are Democratic Socialists. The blacks, the Latinos, the gays, because those are the people who really believe in what America says it is.
Schulz said this, then on Flagrant.
The only party right now that to me seems America first is the Democrat Socialist Party.
Yep.
Bernie is America first. Mamdani and all his ideas that he will not be able to execute, and I frankly think many of them are not good ideas, but he is no doubt New York first.
I got a lot of thoughts on this. All right, so let's just let it roll, shall we? First off, saying you didn't vote for this is preposterous. It is podcasting malfeasance to say something that is so lost on yourself, on your audience, and is so incredibly unintelligent. Because we told you what you were voting for, and the consensus seemed to be with Schulz and many others was that these were scare tactics, and it's about owning the libs, and it's about owning leftists, and it's about owning progressives, and you just don't get it. He needs to get back in. Everything is bad. And look, everything is bad. There's no question about it. One person wanted to at least try and make first-time home buyers have a little more ease. And one person tried to have childcare be a little more affordable. And the other person wanted to light the country on gasoline and then light the match. Saying you didn't vote for this when we told you what you were voting for, and your retort was basically just cry harder. I understand that we need to build coalitions in order to win elections, and also for people to have a better way of living than under this capitalistic rule that is crushing our souls, and that we are basically living to work and then just die for someone that does not give a you-know-what about us. I also understand where a lot of people are coming from because their families have been hurt, and their hospitals have closed, and their schools are going to close, and everything's going to be privatized in order for somebody like the DeVos family to make more money. And the cost of groceries have only gone up, and they're going to keep going up, and we're going to see billions slashed from the GDP because he's deporting a bunch of people that have been here for 30, 40, 50 plus years. And the inhumanity of sending a kid who has cancer to Honduras where he's never been, as an example. Or using our tax dollars to build a white nationalist concentration camp in the state of Florida. Like, I am angry with you. I just don't understand and this is clearly a case study of the MAGA mind. I just don't understand how somebody can go from, yeah, I support Donald Trump and I have a huge podcast following and everybody should vote for Donald Trump and I'm going to host Donald Trump and I'm going to suck up to him as much as I possibly can, and then say the DSA have the best candidates. We already knew that. The Working Families Party, best candidates. But what? I remember seeing AOC actually said that she wanted to speak with Trump voters, so did Mamdani, about why they voted for Trump. Obviously, they were conned, they were lied to. But a lot of the people that voted for AOC also voted for Trump because they believed in that populist message, quotes on his side. And Mamdani crushed, and I mean crushed, in certain areas where Trump did well. So I think it's okay to criticize someone like Andrew Schulz and not say, oh, he apologized. Oh, well, we got to build coalitions. We do need to build coalitions. But he can't also just get off scot-free and say, oh, yeah, he apologized. We're good. Like, does everybody on that panel think so, who helped prop this up? I mean, we're 6 to 7 months in, and it's felt like 5 years. 15. So I'm looking at this, and all I'm thinking is, yeah, you did vote for this. You did. We tried telling you, and you just didn't want to listen. Hey guys, quick break in the action. I have a new show coming out called The Rick Strom Show. It is going to be awesome. I'm interviewing musicians, athletes, producers, writers, journalists, authors, sports doctors. Go check it out at youtube.com/@TheRickStromShow. Also be sure to throw me a follow on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. It can all be found in the description box below. Thank you.